Heyo! Welcome to another episode of the Best Friends. Okay, I'm your host.
Do you need to retry that again?
I should probably. Best Friends Discuss podcast. There we go. I'm your host, Mike. Brad. Hi.
Sounds like a seizure.
I'm pretty sure like every time we record one, I'm quickly just losing my mind, having a seizure, and also maybe a heart attack.
Aneurysm.
I smell copper. Burnt toast? Cashews on ice cream. All right. So, Brad, we are recording today because I had a thought on a Joker-esque series. Joker as in DC, Joker as in the clown prince of crime, that kind of Joker. And series, I'm talking about like maybe it could be a movie, maybe it could be a television show, maybe it could be just a comic book series. But I had this thought and I really liked it and I wanted to present it to you. So
Okay.
So I was reading a graphic novel just called Joker by Brian. Oh boy, it's a last name. It's Azzarello, Azzerollo, I think. Something like that. It's Brian. Brian wrote it. And I didn't really like it. And I didn't really like the art style of it. But it was whatever. So the main story in that was basically like the Joker gets out of Arkham Asylum. He convinces that he is clinically... Do you mind not licking yourself so fucking close to the mic? Like I know it can't get picked up, but goddamn, I have in my right ear nothing, the left ear I just have. God damn, you need to get a girlfriend, Omega. God. Anyway, so he convinces the people at Arkham Asylum that he is not clinically insane and that he's cured of it. And so they're like, okay, you're released. And he gets picked up by this guy named Johnny
Storm.
Frost, I think.
Oh.
I think it's supposed to be like a play on of Joe Chill, which is allegedly what Joker is.
I gotcha.
And so it's basically the story of how Johnny Frost is like admiring the Joker and how he wants to be like the Joker and this and this and this and he, basically the Joker is trying to get all of his stuff back because when he went to Arkham they split up his territories, some to Penguin, some to Two-Face, stuff like that. Like I said, it was all right. I'm not the biggest Joker person, but as I was reading it, I thought of a very interesting concept that I don't think they've done with the Joker or the Batman like series.
Okay.
And so I figured I would pitch it to you. Maybe we could talk it out. Maybe we could figure something out. And I mean, basically see if you like this idea because really any idea I come up with, you've really, for the most part, liked, or we've tweaked it enough that we've both really liked, or we've tweaked it enough where I don't like it, but you like it. So I guess that's a win. So here's my idea, Brad. This is what I'm pitching to you, as the owner of the Joker franchise and DC Comics. Congrats, Warner.
Good as anybody else is holding it.
You're right about that. So this is my idea. It starts off with, do you fucking mind? Lay down, you stupid. I just love that
head
pops,
come up.
it pops out. Oh, there's his ass. Just in case anyone wanted to know, it's right there. Sit the fuck down. Oh my god. God. How about you lick the couch some more, you doofus? God. Okay. What happens if that's just my pitch? This is just Omega's.
Still better than what they've been doing with it.
You're right about that. I feel like we're the only ones who didn't like the Joker.
I know.
With Joaquin Phoenix. Don't mind this. Don't stop it. So my idea is basically like it starts off like every other Batman Joker, arc is basically like at the end Batman is trying to capture the Joker, or stop his evil doing plan and get him back to Arkham Asylum. So the Joker and Batman are fighting, and throwing blows. Like here, I'll be Batman, you be Joker. Goosh, pow, and it's just like an old Adam West thing. They go pow.
I hated the Adam West ones.
Yeah, I figured. What, you didn't like him just like carrying the bomb and going No, all right. And so Batman, Joker fighting to the death like usual. But this time the Joker gets a upper hand some way, somehow, and he beats the Bat. He beats Batman, and he even goes as far as to kill Batman.
Okay.
Okay. So Batman's dead. Bruce Wayne, dead. It's not some kind of clone. It's not anything. He's dead. Like, he's not coming back because fuck Batman. Am I right? Titans season 1. Anyway. So one of the things with Joker and Batman is they're very dynamic characters, and they very much play off of each other. To the point of like Joker saying like, the reason I'm who I am is because you are who you are. You're the good, I'm the bad. You're the yin, I'm the yang kind of thing, right? Mm-hmm. So essentially, like Joker is like, you complete me. That's why I can never kill you, and you can never kill me, because we complete each other. You need me as much as I need you. But eventually, in my story, Joker kills Batman, and he goes back to Arkham, or he goes back to Arkham, or maybe he continues his crime spree. But after like a month to, I guess, a year, he starts to kind of become sane, and just kind of like he loses the derangedness of everything, and he kind of like becomes normal and not as like cynically insane. And the reason for that is basically by killing Batman, he's cured of it, because he doesn't have his yang to his yin. Okay? So he starts to kind of go down a path where he's not crazy anymore. And he kind of like changes his whole personality, and within the next like 2 years, he ends up actually starting his own private detective firm in order to replace the Batman, the detective. And so it kind of turns into like a nitty gritty, like 20s, like, hey, toots, I'm from the 20s, like private eye detective kind of thing. And so he just replaces Batman as a detective, and he gets hired to like go solve crimes. And so it really much turns from not a Batman Joker movie into more of a private detective movie. But on like some of his cases that he could be working, like maybe he gets really like stressed out, and anxiety builds up, and he kind of like releases that like that Joker, like the ha 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 Joker kind of thing, and he like beats the shit out of a thug, and he kind of just like, I've gone too far. By the way, also at this point, he puts like, because his skin is like obviously a different color, he dyes his hair so it's more regular, and he also puts makeup on so he's less white, or less of the
Opaque.
Yeah,
Sure.
so he looks like a normal person now, and he just picks up a detective persona, and he goes around solving crimes for that. So that's my idea, is that he kills Batman, he replaces he fills the void that needs to be filled, and he becomes the detective that Batman was, solving crime and stuff. What do you think?
I don't know.
There it is. There it is.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a decent idea,
Thank you.
but how do you get around the fact of I don't think it was just Batman that was making him a bit crazy. Wasn't there more to it?
I mean, it was mostly Batman. Like,
There's no chemical agent. There's nothing else.
I mean, depending on what you're going off of, because there was the chemical agent of the Joker gas that caused like his hair to be green and his skin to be eggshell white and stuff like that. But there's also like Joe Chill, who was always like that. He was always crazy or whatever. There's also the background of like the Joker was a comedian and he just fell into the wrong hands and, donned the Red Hood disguise and motif and stuff, and then got pushed in, and then he became crazy. Like, it was just all like, with that one, it was all like building up to a certain moment of like, his wife hates him. He's a failed comic. He can't take care of his child, and he has to, go to a thing of crime in order to fucking feel special or whatever. He gets beat by some guy dressed in a bat costume. And then that's when he like just snaps and goes crazy. Like, there's many different versions of it, but I'm just saying, like, my version is like the reason he's around is because Batman's around. Like, I don't know if it was in a Batman comic or if something else, but was like basically like if there was no superheroes, there would be no supervillains. The reason there's superheroes is because the reason because there's superheroes is the reason why there's supervillains. So if you get rid of the superheroes, you get rid of the supervillains.
Okay.
So to answer your question, that's my Joker. That's the one I'm rolling with. Is he gets.
Is there a big event here coming at the end? Otherwise, I feel like it's
dead in the water.
Yeah, to be honest. Because it's like you start off with a big fight, and then it's kind of interesting that he turns normal, but then if he's just doing normal detective work, what do I care? It's like he's trying to replace the bat, but it's not like to fight himself.
Well,
he just starts to turn into the bat is all it really is. So unless there's another big baddie.
I would say, well, obviously, I would say he would be going up against like Penguin and Two-Face and stuff like that, like or just like regular murders, like maybe say like Black Mask, right? Like Black Mask is like trying to move in on like Two-Face's turf or Cobblepot's Penguin's turf, kind of thing. And there's several murders, and maybe that's when a dame comes in, and it gets really like the classic like detective movies where he walks in, throws his hat on the coat rack and stuff like that, and he monologues and he's like, that's a tall drink of water. Like, maybe it plays in to like Deadpool, almost like he's having his own thoughts. Like, maybe he has like his regular sanity thoughts, then he has his Joker thoughts, and then he has his maybe like what would the bat do kind of thoughts, kind of thing. But like overall, he's just like, that's a tall drink of water, that's a dame, that's someone who needs to get rescued, kind of thing. And she's like, my husband died. And you're like, okay, what can I do for you? And then goes to go solve it. Then it turns out like Black Mask ordered the hit. Deadshot did it. And that's how like you incorporate all of these people. But I would say like the main events would be like obviously trying to like take down whoever killed whoever. But essentially is like he's battling his own like sanity, trying not to like release the Joker again. He's now Jay Oker. Yeah, I figured you would hate that. I didn't think of a name. All right. His private detective firm is called Laugh Out Loud, though. because this is a joke. Okay, like I said, I didn't put a lot of thought into this. This was the main premise, and I figured we would build on it. But that was about it. But he basically is like battling his own sanity, making sure that the Joker stays where he should be, and trying to live up to the Bat title of a private detective. I was also thinking of like maybe adding like something like Talia al Ghul, who's like, no, you killed Bruce, and we have a son together named Damien. No, like maybe you bring in the like League of Shadows. Is it the League of Shadows? It's Ra's al Ghul and Talia al Ghul's. I don't know why I'm asking.
I don't know why you're asking me either, to be honest.
But basically, you bring in, I think it's the League of Shadows. Anyway, you bring in, like Ra's al Ghul and stuff like that, and maybe even like Selena Kyle. You bring in Catwoman, who's like, you killed Batman, but now you're a good guy, so I think I'm all right with it, but I'm still not okay. The other thing I was thinking of is maybe if this gets picked up for a second season or a volume 2 graphic novel, maybe Batman's body goes missing. Like someone dug up his grave. Everyone knows he's Bruce Wayne now. Maybe someone digs up his grave, like the League of Shadows, like Ra's al Ghul, and they take him to the Lazarus Pit to revive him. And he's like, he equally is like, this is a crime. I need to stop them, but also I need to stop them because it will bring back the Bat. But also, Joker's side is like, I need the Bat, and so he's like torn between himself. What are your thoughts? Like, what do you want to incorporate?
I don't know.
Maybe he could tackle like,
because I feel like you're just turning him into Two-Face.
Yeah, but like Two-Face sucks. Two-Face always has sucked.
Unfunny Joker battling with himself because he can't handle whatever just sounds like Two-Face.
Oh, he would still be funny. It would be like not like a childish.
No, but I mean, just everything you're talking about, just make him unfunny. That's Two-Face. Like, you're just making a funny Two-Face.
What about a funny toucan named
Sam?
Fucking goddamn it! I hate it when you step over my joke. Well,
because that was my only thought. I'm like, the only way I could see me like.
Okay, first of all,
because I feel like
cross our arms. We cannot cross our arms at the same time. Okay, one of us needs to change.
Okay, so anyway. So I don't know, because to me, the premise sounds good at first, but I feel like I'm going to start losing interest real fast when it just goes to like 20s old, like,
hey, toots. Yeah, see,
detective / like gangster movies. Like, I'm done at that point.
Yeah, but you're not.
But I don't think there's a big enough bad.
You're what?
Like, what are you going to do for the bad guy? Like, he's just
Oh,
all of a
bad
sudden
guy.
going to be going after
I'm
like
the
Penguin
bad
for no reason
guy.
because it sounds like from your premise it's because he's missing the Bat, but he's still psycho, so he's using actually becoming a detective and then just losing his mind and damn near killing murderers for no reason because he's being able to lash out. It almost makes more sense for him to be like this detective, but actually behind the scenes, he's the one creating the crimes. But then the problem becomes he's just Two-Face. Like, why don't you just make a Two-Face movie at that point?
You know what? I like when you were saying like they're not much of a bad guy, and then you're saying like he's trying to solve these crimes, but then just murdering the people. I then thought of just the thing you just said, where it was like what happens if he's behind the scenes? He's actually making the murder. Like the Joker is sneaking out, making the murder, and then he's solving his own crime. I thought of that literally like before you said it. God, yes.
I feel like he just
give me a better high five. Okay, well that was a little bit aggressive.
I just feel like it's becoming Two-Face.
So
that's my issue with it. Like you should just make a Two-Face movie.
Okay, I think first of all, it shouldn't be a movie. I think a TV show,
Okay, or a TV show. Make a Two-Face TV show.
or a graphic novel. So I kind of like. Stay with me. I kind of like the idea of like of like say the first season or first volume, whatever, is that idea of he's becoming a detective. He's solving his own crimes, like his Joker persona is escaping. It's kind of like when they do like Batman Year One, where it's like Batman starting off, and so like when he's like grappling hook, buildings, he like falls short, so he hits the building instead of like actually like rappelling up to it. You know what I mean? Like it's him learning the tricks of the trade. So I guess first season, first volume is Joker. His psychosis is escaping himself. His alternative personality is escaping, like when he falls asleep and killing people, and he's solving his own murders. That's basically it. That's simple. Second season, second volume, whatever, is someone digs up the grave of Bruce Wayne, and he has to solve who it is. That turns into Cobblepot, Penguin, who is going to extradite his body or smuggle his body out to Ra's al Ghul.
Okay.
Good talk.
I know Penguin. The problem is I don't know enough of this Ra's al Ghul for that to make an impact. I don't know the point of this.
So Ra's al Ghul is the man of many demon heads or something like that. He basically runs a secret assassin league of shadows, maybe. I don't remember. He probably likes cashews on his ice cream. But basically he's a dragon figurehead or something like that. Anyway, he basically cannot die. So there's been several times he's very skilled. He's the one who trains Batman. So okay. Christopher Nolan, Batman Begins.
Okay.
Liam Neeson.
Gotcha.
That's Ra's al Ghul. It's a very poor version of it, but basically that's it. So basically, Ra's al Ghul is very good at martial arts. He's very skilled, very good with swords, guns, whatever, any kind of weaponry. And if he dies, they take his body to a place called the Lazarus Pit, which you could probably get from the name, brings him back to life, heals all wounds. So, for example, what was it? Jason Todd, the second Robin, when Joker beats the shit out of him with a crowbar, they took his body to the Lazarus pool, and he gets revived, and that's when he becomes the Red Hood and starts to try to kill Batman and Joker and stuff like that. So,
okay.
Talia al Ghul is his daughter, who Batman sleeps with, has a relationship with. She gets pregnant, doesn't tell him, and then all of a sudden a fucking 13, 12-year-old boy shows up at Batman's house, like per usual with his sidekicks, and is like, hey, you're Bruce Wayne. I'm Damian Wayne. That's right, your son. And he's like, oh shit, I have a son. And he becomes the new Robin. But this Robin was trained by the League of Assassins, League of Shadows, whatever. I think it's League of Assassins, actually. League of Shadow Assassins. So he knows how to kill people, but Batman's like, I don't kill. And he's like, Dad. Why did you go home for cigarettes? So yeah, that's
Okay, so under your premise,
Uh-huh.
he's stealing the body
uh-huh.
to put him I'm guessing to put him in the Lazarus pit.
Yes.
When you come out of the Lazarus pit, are you evil? Because it kind of sounds like it's not a good thing.
So there's been many times people have been revived by the Lazarus pit, and I don't think it like purely makes you evil. I think like the reason Jason Todd became evil was for the fact that he was like, I got fucking crowbarred in the face and blown up. I'm pissed. I think that's what it was, because like it was one of those things, because at the end of that story arc, you have Red Hood, Jason Todd, second Robin, who captures the Joker, handcuffs him, has a gun to his face, and Batman comes in and he's like, you either kill me or I'm killing the Joker. And Batman's like, that's not happening. He throws like a boomer or a batarang into his hand. He's like, and drops the pistol. And I think that's when like Batman is like, if you kill a murderer, the number of murderers don't change. I think is like his famous line in that. But I think Joker or Jason Todd straight up was like, yeah, but what happens if you kill a lot of murderers?
That was kind of my thought. I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah. But like essentially if you kill one man or one person,
There's still a murderer.
there's still one murderer around. So it's more of Jason Todd's just pissed that Joker or that Batman doesn't make that hard decision. Like if you know Joker kills like thousands of people every year, why not just kill him? And it would save, thousands of lives. Yeah. Why don't you do that? And he goes, because...
Especially since you know he's going to escape anyways.
Because, yeah, especially that. Because another thing that Batman says in the thing is like, if I kill him, if I break my one rule and I kill him, what's stopping me from killing anyone else? Which is a valid thing. But then again, like, he's the Joker. He does, like, he does this for a living. But, like... You don't go to like a street thug and go, you were selling crack, I'm killing you. Like you put him in jail. He's selling crack. So I don't know. But so a couple of thoughts with the Lazarus pit because you asked. I would say there's a few things to be concerned of on the behalf of the Joker.
Okay.
Or Jay Oker. One of them being that Batman comes back to life. The other one that he doesn't want it. Another one would be he's coming back to life and he does want it. So, it's like you get two different opinions. It's like you're two-faced. Do you just want to write a Two-Face comic? The other thing is like the League of Assassins, League of Shadow Assassins, are bringing him back to life to eventually like just train him and make him like their top assassin. And then you could also put in like, what happens if he turns evil? What happens if he comes back and he's good? What happens if he is like Jason Todd, where he's like, I'm good, but also I'm not. Bane. Like kind of like the Punisher. So.
I mean, I think that's a better thing.
Yeah. I guess for so you're saying that's good for like season 2?
Well, I don't know.
You?
I mean, I still have other thoughts on here. Like I said,
okay.
I just don't.
Okay, like share your thoughts. Let's talk this out.
I feel like
this is what we do.
So what are they bringing Batman back for?
He's skilled in literally everything he does.
Okay, but why would the Penguin want to bring him back?
The Penguin's getting paid to do it, and maybe even making deals to like bring him back. But
why?
Hey, you want?
It's like, hey, you've taken me down a few times, but you know what? I'm going to bring you back to life because I've been paid to.
I mean, he specifically doesn't want to bring him back, but he's probably getting promised like money, territory, power. Like, hey,
that makes no sense.
What do you mean?
It doesn't make any sense.
Why
would you bring back one of your enemies just because you're getting paid?
Because
it would make more sense if instead you just have a flip of roles.
Okay.
So, like you said, Joker's losing his psychosis and he starts to become good, but he's like psychotically good. Like he just goes the other way. And like so he starts going after Two-Face and everybody else, like in a psychotic method. And so they bring back Batman because Batman's the only one that was ever been able to take him down, but Batman's not as good as he used to be. And then you just have a flip of roles where now you have Joker as a good guy, but psychotically, and you've got Batman as the bad guy,
Okay.
just in a different.
That, you know what that sounds like? That sounds like season 2 finale. That sounds like season 3's antagonist. Because I do like this idea. I guess I would say it. First of all, it doesn't have to be the Penguin. Second of all,
I'm not saying it has to. I'm just saying it makes more sense for that to be the reason he's brought back
yes.
than I'm getting paid to. Like,
Yeah,
there's no
yeah,
reason
no,
to bring
I get
back
it.
just
I
for.
get it. So how about this? Because I think the whole point of this idea is that the people who've been stagnant in these comics, who pretty much do the same thing, are changing because of a key figure leaving leaving you know, a major role in their lives. So for example, with the Joker, you know, turning to like a psychotic good, is what happens if Cobblepot Penguin is running for like mayor or governor or like city planner or whatever. You know, like he's going for like an official title.
Okay.
And one of the things is that Ra's al Ghul is like, hey, if you don't bring me the bat, I'm going to destroy Gotham. And he's like, no, I want to like, I'm trying to like run Gotham as like a public figure. What about that?
But why is he trying to run it? Like, just so he could destroy it?
What? I'm sorry, say that again.
Is he just trying to become mayor so he can destroy it?
No, like he's trying to.
He's trying to become good?
Yeah, he's trying to be a honest politician as much as he can.
So why is he changing? Just because the bat's left?
He's bored with his life. Like he's done everything he's wanting to. He essentially, because Batman's dead, he doesn't have that challenge, and so he figured public office is the next challenge. Maybe he's shooting for like Senate seat and congressperson and president eventually. I don't know. Just a thought. Like we could essentially also like change around other people. Like what is Two-Face doing? Like maybe Two-Face is Joker's secretary, or he's trying to become a public defender again. He's trying to be fuck what? Oh, how about this? I love seeing me getting excited by my own thought. What? How about this? Harvey Dent, Two-Face, is running for like a police chief or something like that. So you get the good cop and the bad cop.
You're so proud of yourself for
I'm
that,
so
aren't you?
proud of myself. So, what about that? Like, obviously, Gotham City like turns into anarchy. But what about just like everyone basically has like a moment of flip flopping and Joker becomes,
Including the regular people?
yeah.
You kind of have to if they're going to start voting in villains as their police chief. I mean, but how do you make that switch on everybody?
You could play it off as like corruption mainly, and that maybe like a bigger, badder person is around, like Ra's al Ghul, or oh boy, like maybe Solemn Grundy gets a brain or something, so he's not just like a big brute. He's actually like a mafiosa-esque thing.
He's Smart Hulk.
Yeah, he's smart hulking it. Please, I'm Professor Solomon Grundy. Professor Grundy. Scientist Grundy. Fucking tripping myself up. Or, how about this? How about this, Brad? We come up with a new, bigger, badder guy. That is basically, he's essentially like, he's taking over Penguin's territory. He's taking over Dent's territory and stuff like that. He's taking over these territories in a fast, uh thought-provoking way, he's playing chess, like he's always fucking 50 steps ahead of them, right? So he's taking over these Gotham territories quick, and so Cobblepot and Dent are not getting the land that they are wanting, and so what do? But they kind of like
Strategery.
strategically. I was talking so fast and I was losing saliva in my mouth, so my mouth was getting dry, so I couldn't
Good
produce
excuse.
words.
Good excuse.
So strategically, they retreat and they come up with a new plan, and that is to become like public officials. So going for cop positions, so they can control the cops, so they can send the cops to these territories to try and bust the new, bigger, badder guy. And I have a thought on who that bad guy should be. You want to hear it?
Sure.
It's Nightwing. It's Dick Grayson. It's the first Robin. He is pissed that the Joker won, and so what does he do? He also flip-flops, and he goes, "Hey, I hate this." So not only do you get a smart, athletic guy who was trained by the Bat, hence why he's taking over these territories fast and strategic-like, in a like war fashion of like gaining a bunch of land and control quickly.
I don't like it.
You don't like the Nightwing?
No, I don't like it at all.
What about Damian Wayne? What about the fourth Robin? What? Okay, how about this?
Why would Robin just turn the other way, though? It would make a hell of a lot more sense to be like, oh, you killed the Bat. I'm going to start hunting you from day one, instead of I'm waiting 3 years, 2 years, whatever. And then until you have a detective agency and, oh, you're acting good, so now I'll act bad. It makes no sense. It would make more sense for you to just be like, oh, I've now just killed the Bat, and now instead of Batman versus Joker, it's just Robin versus Joker or Nightwing versus Joker. You have no reason, zero reason
You're
for
right.
Nightwing to go bad.
You're right. I guess
That's why it would make a hell of a lot more sense if the Lazarus Pit actually turned somebody evil, for them to just be getting Batman there just to turn Batman evil. It's the only way you get that. But I don't feel like public office or anything is something that is achievable unless you can convince the people to vote for villains. That's literally what you'd have to do.
Yeah. I see that. Maybe, you know what? I'm thinking maybe in the story, like, Nightwing and the other Robins are dead. Like, Joker was able to kill all of them. He killed the Bat family. I'm thinking that's actually kind of where I want to go with the story, so you're right. Except for, I had the thought, what do you think about it's Alfred? Alfred gets the grudge. He's basically raised Bruce. What happens if Alfred gets the grudge and the like Cobblepot okay, so Cobblepot and Dent basically like are winning the grace of the public eye, right? Like they're like, "Oh my gosh, like even though his face looks gross, he seems like a decent guy." And also Dent's there.
Just turned one way always.
Yeah, like yeah, pretty much. Like, "Hey, how's it going?" "I'm fine. How are you?" But yeah, so essentially, why are you moving, dog? You haven't literally not moved for like the last 30 minutes. So what happens if like the bad guys are turning the public eye, kind of getting the graces of everyone, and basically, like you said, like the public is turning towards the villains, right? Alfred.
I don't see a reason for them to do that, though. That's my issue.
Why
would they be changing?
What happens if they like threaten? What happens if like in a threat? Because
if they threaten, then it just means the Joker's going to come after them, because the Joker's trying to be the good guy.
Well, okay.
This is where I'm getting hung. I don't think you have a way to get public office in there.
Okay, hold on. So let's say for season 1, right? Season 1, this is it. While Joker is kind of having an identity crisis, right? that's when the public eye is changing towards the villains because like the bat's dead. Who else do you turn to than the highest like powered person? You know what I mean?
No, I don't. I'm very confused because the whole premise of this that you started off with is the Joker, because the bat isn't there, is starting to turn good. Like his psychosis is fading. So why would they turn to Penguin and not the Joker? It makes more sense for them to go, Joker's turning a new leaf over. Let's back him.
Well, maybe,
But it doesn't make any sense to get anybody else in public office.
Well, maybe because Joker is out of the public eye. Maybe he's in Arkham Asylum, or he kind of becomes a homebody and is like in a cabin in the
I think
woods.
you need a bigger reason, though, than just 2 years have passed and they just want somebody better or somebody powerful. I don't find that to be a big enough reason.
Do you have a new reason?
I don't have a reason for them at all to become in the public eye.
Because one of the things in Cobblepot's like repertoire of his psychosis is that he wants to become very powerful in the public. Like, because even looking back at like
I mean, I remember that from friggin' the,
Michael
Keaton movies.
Okay.
And that. Yes.
So like that's one of his main motivations, and he can't do that because of his criminal background and because of the bat and stuff. So
Is
maybe
he rich?
He is rich.
Is he rich?
He is rich.
What if he just tries to take over Wayne Industries?
Ooh.
That at least gives you a way in and become powerful without frickin' becoming public office. You don't need to be voted into that bullshit. You just got to find a way to fake it in and hold more shares. Like,
see, Brad, this is why I like talking these things out, is because that absolutely fits even with Cobblepot, because guess what? Cobblepot and the Wayne family were really heavy like hitters in Gotham, and they were like attacking each other of who can control what, and Wayne obviously won while Cobblepot kind of like dwindled down to whatever, but they've always had that feud. So that really works, that now that Wayne's out of the picture, Damian Wayne's dead because I've killed him. I've already decided that, yeah, Cobblepot, I like that. Cobblepot gains Wayne Industries. I like that a lot. So, okay, then what about Dent? So in Dent's psyche is that he was obviously once a good guy turned bad guy, and he was the general attorney. So maybe he wants to go back into the like office aspect. Maybe he gets plastic surgery to like fix his fucking face and his stupid fucking face. What about that? Like what ideas do you have from that? Like, do you think that works for his character? Is that he kind of is like,
well, he's the easiest one to flip flop.
Uh-huh.
You don't need much for him to flip flop.
It was just Cobblepot.
You can
that
literally,
having a
yeah,
problem
Cobblepot, it has, you need a reason for him to flop. For Dent, it's literally just like, oh, well, I mean, shit. If Joker can turn like a new leaf, maybe my other persona can actually take over.
with. Okay.
Like,
yeah.
that's an easy one. And you can have him start to get back into the force or whatever else in any other like way.
I love it. I
So
love it.
that's
You smell
not
that?
hard.
You smell that? That's greatness right there. Okay. I love that. So the question is, do you think Dent is going back for his old job as a general attorney? Is he going back for the mayor position or a higher public office, or is he going for like controlling the police?
I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, I think something within the either legal system or the police itself makes the most sense. It's just a matter of how to get him there.
Yeah, maybe that's like a season 3 kind of thing. Because you know what? I was just thinking, we also still have the Riddler. Maybe the Riddler is like trying to run for public office too, or maybe board of education. I don't know. But no, I like this. This is a great idea. I'm glad we talked this out. I love the idea of Cobblepot taking over Wayne Industries. Now, with you mentioning that, I was thinking, so Alfred as the one who's taking over territory, or Lucius Fox. They both, honored and respected Batman. They both go back and they try to basically like take a revenge on his death. And in doing so, they're going in the ways of the villains in a way, like taking over territory, basically becoming gangsters. Because Alfred served in wars, so he's combat ready. He, I don't know if you know this. So, of all the bells and whistles that the Batcave has, you know what the last defense is in the Batcave?
I'm guessing Alfred.
Alfred with a shotgun. That's straight up all it is. With all the gadgets he has, it's straight up like Alfred with a shotgun is the last defense of the Batcave. So there's that turning to the point of like, I'm gonna revenge Bruce Wayne's death by going after all of the people that he couldn't, or it could just be Jason Todd. Jason Todd always hates people. Maybe he just gets in on it. What do you think?
Why do you need any one of them?
Plot stuff and dramatic stuff, tension, action. Gives Joker detective something to do to find stuff. Because okay, if you don't like that, there's other characters we can add to this, and we could see about, because I'm saying this all happens in like season 1. I think that's a really like good like season 1 thing that happens. I really like the aspect of season 2 happening where Cobblepot and Dent are still like high up in the like government system and stuff like that, but then they go to they basically the League of Shadow Assassins steals Bruce Wayne's body to bring him back, and then he's the bad guy for season 3. That's what I like, is Bruce Wayne bad guy for season 3 against the.
Okay, well, if you're bringing up the fact that Cobblepot and them are still going to be bringing him to the Lazarus Pit, then for them, they don't know he's going to turn evil. Is that what you're saying? Because otherwise, there's no point in them turning a new leaf.
I was thinking it's more of like.
Otherwise, you just need another baddie that's just like, I'm tired of Joker trying to come after me. I'm tired of Two-Face using his connections and working with Joker to come after me too. We need somebody. So let's just steal the bat and turn him bad so we have a weapon against them.
So
you just need a baddie, or it's a fuck up and they accidentally turned him evil.
So I don't think Dent and Cobblepot should be involved. I think the League of Shadow Assassins should be the like either the main person, or it is a new player in the game that we don't know yet, kind of thing. I think it should be something like that. I don't think Cobblepot and Harvey should be involved. But other than that, I don't have an idea. But so season 1. Let's go back to season 1. We can put that on the back burner for now. What should we name for Jay Oker?
Not that.
It should be a punny name to kind of show that he still has it. Also back burner. Let's just put back burner. So we should get like a real good like main bad guy that moves the 10 episode series forward. Okay, I could run down a list of some potential bad guys if you want to go with it. There's Victor Zsasz, who kills people, and he like carves does tally marks on his skin to show all of the people he's killed, and so his body is literally just covered in tally marks of people he's killed. So it could just be like help solving Victor Zsasz's cases, like oh hey, a string of bodies arrived, Joker should go investigate, kind of thing. that's an option. There's Scarecrow. Scarecrow can start to pop up and be a bad guy. Maybe Scarecrow and Riddler team up. Two unexpected people team up. What happens if like Scarecrow turns into the like new Joker, or he kind of tries to replace the Joker in a way as the clown prince of crime kind of thing, where like Joker became that because of chemicals. What happens if Dr. Crane does the same thing, and he comes up with a new concoction of fear toxin, and it kind of drives him insane. And so he's kind of like the Joker to Jay Oker's detective. Stop shaking your head. Just go with it. Until we come up with a better name, it's Jay Oker, okay? What about Jay Oak? Okay, hear me out. That's not bad. Jay Oak, like James Oak, like so J. Oak joke. That's not bad. I'm a little bit proud of that. Just a little bit.
I can tell.
Like Jimmy Oak. Jimmy Oak. Jimmy Oak. J. Oak. I'm so proud of myself. I don't care what you say. I'm calling him Jimmy Oak from now on. Until you come up with a better name that will triumph my own. It's J. Oak. Jimmy Oak. Okay, so Jimmy Oak. Joker. Detective now. Sanity cleansed. Great. J. Oak. Jimmy Oak.
I went out of this already.
Nope. You are my podcast buddy.
Not if I hit stop.
No. So, what was that going with?
I don't know.
So Dr. Crane, Scarecrow becomes Jimmy Oak's. He's the Joker to Jimmy Oak's Batman detectiveness. No, I don't like it. I like the name.
No.
Don't like the story.
Well, no, you don't need to make a new Joker.
Okay. Let's see. There's Firefly, who is a serial arsonist. Who he could be like going after several different cases. He could go for serial murders with Victor Zsasz. He could go for serial arsonist with Firefly. We could just make up a whole new bad guy. You want to just make up a whole new bad guy? Maybe he comes from like...
we're going to need a hell of a lot longer than what we've got, I tell you that.
Huh?
I said we're going to need a whole hell of a lot longer than what we've got right now.
To come up with a bad guy?
Time-wise, yeah.
For this episode?
Yeah.
No, I think we got this. So Emerald City. Hear me out. Emerald City. Ooh.
Are we going to the Oz? Like
No,
what's-
Emerald is it Emerald City? Maybe it's not called Emerald City. Wherever Green Lantern is. Oh, fuck, what can't I think of it? It's not Emerald City.
No, because that's where the Wizard of Oz is.
Shut up. You don't know.
What? It was a good Jimmy Oak.
I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. That was really good. It infuriated me, but it was really good. It was a good Jimmy Oak. Oh, go fuck yourself, Brad.
I felt as good as that. Like, that made me feel as good as, like, looking at my son and going, oh, that's totally sus. Because as a father saying that, it makes him go, Dad, don't say that. I'm like, that's how I feel whenever you say that with playing Among Us. Like, after playing Among Us.
Yeah, I would say. I mean, I even cringe when you were like, "That's sus."
Oh, I cringed, but I say it just enough for him to not say it anymore.
It's kind of like when you say like YOLO.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny. I'm glad I know that, because guess what I'm gonna start doing to your kid. He's gonna.
When you see him on PlayStation, yeah.
I mean, honestly, if I do it, he'd probably be like, "Oh my gosh, Mike, do you play?" But like when you do, you're just like. I don't know if it's because of how much older you are, or if it's because you're. Hold on. Then he is. You're old. How much older you are to him, not this. And that you're his dad,
I think it's the dad thing.
or if it's I forgot my other reason.
I'm pretty sure it's the dad thing.
Or if he knows you don't like the game.
I'm pretty sure it's the dad thing.
It's probably that.
Because I don't really mind the game, besides the fact that he says that word. And I'm like, nope. Because I started telling him that, I'm like, no, you don't need to use that word. Because he started using it in like regular sentences. I'm like, nope, that's not going to happen.
Oh yeah.
And so he didn't
I got
stop.
You, swerve, swag.
So we didn't stop. So that's when
Bootylicious.
I started to add it into my regular sentences around him. And that made him stop real quick.
See, I wouldn't know that feeling.
Yeah, I know.
That was a good Jimmy Oak, am I right?
No.
All right. You know what? I need to feel better. There we go. Thank you. I just flipped off your dog for no reason. Okay. What's our time at?
Over an hour.
Over an hour?
Over an hour.
So this is what
I think it's a good premise.
Go ahead.
But I mean, how long are you going to be putting this on for? That's kind of the thing. Because
Oh,
I think the first season, yeah, you can have that just his psychosis take, like just the battle of him and the bat, and then him taking over his psychosis. That's it. And then the second season is just the dynamic change in power of the city.
okay.
That's all you need it to be.
Okay.
And you can have like little hints in there of something starting with the bat, of somebody wanting to, like, you can have
Them like talking,
like the
and
missing
planning.
body.
Okay.
Like just like the very last part of that, book series or whatever, or, TV series.
Uh-huh.
But leave that more in suspense and leave it more of just the change in dynamics.
Yeah.
And then the third is
Them taking
whoever
the
the shadowy cabal is in the back is becoming, comes more to the light as you find out their plan to bring back the bat.
Okay. And then like season 3 finale, they bring back the bat.
Where he's completely back, yeah. And maybe even he gets brought back in the third, but by the end, like maybe he betrays and is just taking over everything as the big bad for everything.
So I was thinking like you're saying second season they are basically like they're talking about bringing back the bat, and then the third season is someone is taking over. What happens, and then like it's like what happens if they were talking about bringing back the bat way before, like when he first almost dies, when the Joker is still like freaking out about everything, when he's going from Joker to Jimmy Oaks, and he goes, like they're talking about it, but when we're showing in the second season, it's actually them talking about it while Joker is going through his stuff. And then by the time we get caught up of like, okay, we're going to go steal his body, they already did it. They already brought him back to life. Third season, he's actually the mysterious figure who is taking over everything. No? You think it should get pushed to fourth
I think it
season?
should get pushed because if they were first talking about bringing him back, I feel like that's going to be good guys wanting to bring him back more than bad guys.
Okay.
I think you need that change of dynamic.
So first season should kind of be Joker battling with himself, plus like little cases here and there. With
Yeah,
like
he's going after little. Nobody really big. Just little cases. He's working his way up.
Okay. No, like Victor Zsasz or Firefly or anything like that.
Well, I have no problem with like Victor Zsasz. He doesn't sound like he's that big of a guy.
I mean,
it's not the same as
Victor Zsasz is literally just a dude.
yeah.
Like
So I have no problem with that.
Okay.
It's no.
So as he's trying to find Victor Zsasz, he also is battling with himself. Wow, is this while Penguin is taking over, or is that season 2?
Just a little bit, but like
Okay.
he's not full. Like you just see like the start of that. You just start to
Okay.
see the start of changing of Two-Face's persona, the start of changing of Cobblepot.
Okay.
Season 2 is the complete change in the power dynamic of the city.
Okay. All right. I like it.
And then that's when you also have maybe Jimmy starts to go after bigger fish.
Ooh, like King Shark.
Yeah. You can have him start going after bigger fish, and then that's the reason people are like, we need to bring back the bat because this is ridiculous. Like, we need to fight fire with fire, basically.
Uh-huh. Okay. Yeah, I like it. It gives us potential to work on it more, to change around a few things, to come up with a different bad guy or bring in different people. Like, because what I was going to say when I was bringing up Emerald City, which is, I was wrong. It's definitely not Emerald City. I'm just thinking of Green Lantern.
Yeah.
Was basically like, what happens if we bring over a bad guy from someone else's, like, rogues gallery? Like, a bad guy from Flash's rogues gallery, like Heatwave or like Icicle or something like that. You know, brings one of them, or kind of like look into like Superman's rogue gallery, and maybe we bring in like I don't want to say like let's bring in like Lex Luthor, but like maybe Mentalio.
Okay.
He's basically just a robot that has like a kryptonite heart. So he obviously like has Superman's greatest weakness, a rock. Or bring in like because I was also thinking maybe we could bring in like Amanda Waller and the Suicide Squad kind of thing, or even bring in like maybe Maxwell Lord from Wonder Woman's rogue gallery. So. But overall, like I think we kind of got this down to something interesting enough to work with. Essentially,
Yeah.
I like it. I like we pretty much planned 4 seasons, other than actually like what happens in episode 1, season 1, you know, kind of thing. Like
Yeah.
we didn't plan out all that, but we could pretty much got the storyboard done. So
The start of the roadmap.
yeah, and honestly, maybe we could grow on this a little bit more. Maybe we could bring other people in, and maybe we could actually like figure out what happens in season 1, what happens in season 4. Well, you know, like, but overall, like I just wanted to share just a random thought I had when I was reading a comic book, and thought let's do something interesting with it.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
cool, I like it. Brad, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Mike.
You did it. Web to web. Web to web.
Oh my God. Well, then
There
will
we
you
go.
go in?
I did go in. You stopped me. This is what you did. Come in for a handshake. come. So this is what you did. Okay, you went like that. That is not web to web.
Okay.
You almost start off with like this, and then you just kind of just and then boom, and then shake hands.
Or maybe you just suck at shaking hands because you had this issue the other day.
I don't
too.
want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. People just clasp sooner. Like, it almost needs to be like a pause moment. Like, come.
No, there doesn't need to
Give
be
me,
a pause.
give me your hand.
No,
Give me your
no.
hand. Give me your hand.
Hey, thanks everybody for listening.
No, go fuck yourself. Promote our stuff. Follow us on Facebook. Follow us on YouTube. Comment. Hey, you know what? Comment your ideas for Joker Detective 20s theme. Comment names for Jimmy Oaks. You know, come up
Yes,
with
anything better, please.
who should be the next baddie. And that's not a reference to the next Batman.
Yeah, and then if you want to support us any way you can, there's always a way to support us on Anchor. And then we also have merchandise on Teespring. Stores/Best Friends Discuss. Yeah, right there.
You know, stop it. No, it's mine. It's mine. It feels so soft, and I want it. Oh, I fucked it up. Hold on. Sorry.
You stop it.
Sorry. Shake my hand. So, all right. Well, I had fun, Brad. Thank you for indulging my I wanted to be creative. So, so cool. I'll see you mañana.